GP World Championship. 27 laps in MotoGP coming up right now. Well, it was an excellent start by Alex Rins on the Suzuki. He's already got quite clear of Joan Mir, who's been picked up as Quartararo. Has his championship just been blown there on the approach to turn 2 already? Completely. That's game over surely for Fabio Quartararo to do it. This is where he wanted to be, just in the race now, in the zone, try and just concentrate, stop it before he got to the fence. There is Mir then at the moment, on course to be world champion. The 26-point lead. Oliveira made a good start, he's gone up 5 places. Here is Mir into turn 1. At present, Joan Mir into the race. He'll be a little bit more relaxed now. Cool, he was a bit wide into turn 4 though, as we were following him with the helicopter. There's Fat, as he... Looking back at the Yamahas, Maverick Vinales and Valentino Rosi are 30 and 40. I'm back. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I was as nervous as Joan Mir on that last lap. This is what happens to Fabio. Behind Johann Zarco, fastest lap to Jack Miller at 31.7. That's faster than any lap we had there, Binder, so he's got good pace. Through turn 4, which can be such a tricky corner to navigate. Which is now around 0.8 of a second, so he hasn't got to worry about anybody making a daring move up the... And so Franco Morbidelli is in exactly the position he wanted to be in. I was just about to say, can you believe Fabio Quartararo to drop out of the top 3 overall? Mir's just been given the information he needs. Great lap from Morbidelli at 31.5. At the Grand Prix of Teruel a few weeks ago, that when he's out front and he's in the mood and he's in the rhythm, he can bit of a second back. He's got about 0.3 to Polispargaro. They're all ganging up now behind Taka Nakagami. It's Oliveira's up at the moment. I'm not going to threaten him as well. Quartararo up the inside of Alex Marquez, so that's another position recovered for Fabio. That's what they can do. The problem now for Fabio Quartararo is that being mired mid-pack, he's in that risky danger zone of having problems. See Fabio Quartararo bolting right in a moment. Oh yeah, he's trying to thread the needle there, wasn't he, Fabio Quartararo? And 2 nations, Italy and Brazil, just behind him Jack Miller. What we do know is if Miller can somehow... Here comes Rins, he had to make a move on Zarco, but he's gone wide and deep. Is he going to be able to hold on to it now on the home straight? And he's crashing out into turn 1. The Frenchman will not be on the podium today. And that's another over the limit. Yeah, good point well made. Zarco out there, and that gives another place to Joan Mir. Still able to stand in the garage and watch the action, Steve. I think you spoke to me a couple of times last weekend. He had to dip out the back of the pit box, didn't he? Because he just... With Zarco out of the equation, what can Alex Rins do? Can he find a way through and past Taka Nakagami? He's going to start taking unnecessary risks just to pick up a couple of places. Nakagami runs wide again. Another rider then that's overshot. Just reeling off fast laps for fun, isn't he, at the moment? Morbidelli. Brilliant mid-pace in the 131s. Jack Miller, to be fair to me, Morbidelli already in the first 2 sectors has found 0.3 on Miller. He'd be a frustrating rider to follow and try and chase Franco Morbidelli, because Morbidelli, all the talk we keep saying about what a wretched time it's been for Yamaha, their reliability problems, criticism coming. And if you're thinking, how are Suzuki's in this position today when they were so dominant last week? Well, they're lapping at the same pace here right now. Stands though, Mir would win the championship. How much of a hole did that mistake at turn 1 punching Taka that come down by a little bit, but still, at some point in the last 5 or 6 laps, it will be hard. And the KTM rider, Polispargaro. Nakagami falling into the hands gradually of Alex Rins. Rins knows he's got limits warning. But one of those would have been for that massive off-track excursion at the first corner. It's Quartararo dealing with some really stuttered and stumbled. 7 of his last 9 finishes have not even been top 6s for Fabio Quartararo. Nobody could have imagined. Because that gap's building between Polispargaro and Miguel. Track limits warning now. Oh, he's down, and that's it, it's over. Then has ended Fabio Quartararo's challenge here in Valencia. It's ended his faint hopes of keeping the championship. At the top 4 of the World Championship, he's 5th as a result of that right now. He had an absolute horrendous time. Mir would be the champion. The man who's chasing and catching Joan Mir is Andrea Dovizioso. Yeah, he's taking big chunks of time. And of course, I'll fight until I'm completely out of it, but nothing has gone his way here this weekend. He said they've been so off the pace still to find a way through on Nakagami, but can't get through. The gap out front is 0.8 still between Morbidelli. Oh, very close to the action as well. Lovely that by Taka Nakagami. He's got the drive, he got the pack. Still being 4th in the championship as things stand. There's still no 2020 Yamaha inside the top 10. He's in 11th. just 10th quicker. Rins fires the Suzuki up the inside of Miguel Oliveira, so been a costly lap or two for Miguel. As he's got about 3 seconds to make up now. 17 laps to do it. Next on the list here, coming here from Joan Mir. Is he about to move up to 8th? He's through the number 36 on Aleix Espargaro. Perfect time. MotoGP glory. It's a 2020 that's ending in disaster for Fabio Quartararo and Andrea Dovizioso off in the second half of the season. It's been really, really tough to see. Yeah, it has. It's not ready to pounce on Aleix Espargaro. This is the best speed we've seen from Dovi in a little while. Of winning this one, unless he runs into an issue. Fabio Quartararo not where he wanted to be, defeated in the World Champion. He dropped back to 18th. He was trying to recover positions when he went down the road. Miller 8/10 behind Morbidelli. Nakagami on course to try and fight for his first podium behind Polishin so far this year. He's really piling the pressure on Paul. Out front, 3 seconds behind Miguel Oliveira. And in turn, he's about 7/10 clear of Andrea Dovizioso behind him. Well, I'm sure they would have run through all the calculations and permutations going into this race and told him exactly what he needs to do. Here he comes up the inside at turn 14. He's down! Oh! He's down and he almost wipes Paul Espargaro with him. Fortunately, maybe the wind's played a part in it as well, but he's gone straight on and down and out. Then just cried no more. Gravity took over, and it's another golden chance. Taka Nakagami, he blew it in Aragon on the very first. Would still be crowned champion with a 29-point lead. Is Morbidelli, though, going to stay in P1? The gap is 7/10. He'd be a very, very popular winner, that's for sure. It really would. It really would. Pramac Ducati boss Francesco from the very first lap looked so good, but he's having to fend off the hard-charging Jack Miller. The gap looks like Jack Miller chasing down his first win in Ducati colours. Of course, Troy Bayliss, World Superbike glory as well with Troy Corsa. There's just something about Australians, and it's even more difficult to try and catch someone like Franco when he's not putting a foot wrong. You've just got to make sure everything you do is actually how he responds. Absolutely nothing between the lap times of Morbidelli and Miller on that last lap. 31.774 was only 2/10 slower than this pair, the men at the front of this Grand Prix. A little bit. It's coming down corner by corner. He's creeping ever closer towards Franco Morbidelli here. Premier class. Up the hill we go. Turning left through turn 13. The MotoGP race. Jack Miller at the moment, the gap's come down to 3.5 tenths. Is Morbidelli in any trouble at all? For the ultimate win here in the Valencian Grand Prix, Jack Miller through turn 4. It's 4/10 the difference between number 25 laps. Continues to pile the pressure on Franco Morbidelli. Last time around, Miller was about 3/10 of a... What now is a heart rate monitor on Francesco Guidotti. The hill we go through across the line now. Has Morbidelli responded? He has, a 31.9, and it was a 32 flat for Miller. It's of his life. He's in a safe and solid 7th place. No dramas for him. In fact, he's closing down on Miguel. Can find anything, and it must be so frustrating because Morbidelli just isn't making any errors. It's fingers on the MotoGP World Championship title. Frankie Carcetti in the middle of the picture. He's nervous when he does. To a famous success for Suzuki. It seems such a long time ago. It feels longer than 20 years since he could still be yet finish second overall. At this moment, he's got to defend the South African Brad Binder in the remaining. Is there going to be any change out front as they exit the final corner? There's now 2 laps. Will be yours. Thumbs up. Job done so far. He has not put a foot wrong, has he, Joan Mir? And under nothing out on that track at all. There's 4/10 in it, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's a lot less as they come through sector 2 short. Get that elusive dry race victory for Ducati. It's 0.2 of a second in it. And if Miller is this close on the hill into turn 14 on that medium front tyre, the drive now is going to be crucial onto this straight. And he's kind of in a bit of slipstream as well. He runs in wide. Can he hold it? Morbidelli's got the inside line for turn 2, but Miller, Jack Miller then. Morbidelli at turn 5. There's no room there, but he finds room. Brilliant. How aggressive was that from Franco Morbidelli? Now then, Jack Miller Is there going to be any way through? Can he be close enough to try and pinch the inside line through turn number 11? Defensive move from Franco Morbidelli into turn 11, and Jack's now got to somehow find any time at all. I don't think he's close enough. Back Polispargaru will take third, and Joan Mir is the world champion of 20. World champion for the first time in 20 long years for the factory Suzuki team, 23-year-old. Get a quick word from Wilco Zeelenberg before the celebrations begin from here.
Wilco, I was biting my nails. What was it?
Pembalap tim Repsol Honda, yaitu The Baby Alien Marc Marquez, mengungkapkan kelebihan Valentino Rosi yang paling menonjol. Namun sebelum kita lanjut, jangan lupa tekan tombol like dan tombol subscribe supaya kalian tidak ketinggalan berita-berita menarik seputar dunia MotoGP. Pembalap tim Repsol Honda, yaitu Marc Marquez, tetap memberikan pujian besar kepada sosok Valentino Rosi. Walaupun keduanya memiliki rivalitas yang panas, tetapi Marquez sadar jika Rosi adalah sosok legenda yang hebat di ajang MotoGP. Jika melihat secara hasil, penampilan Rosi dalam beberapa tahun terakhir memang mengecewakan. Jangankan untuk menembus posisi 3 besar, untuk bisa menyelesaikan balapan di papan tengah saja, Rosi butuh usaha yang begitu keras. Kendati hasil balapannya juga tidak terlalu bagus, tetapi Rosi terus membalap secara aktif sehingga usia 41 tahun. Dia kini menjadi salah satu pembalap tertua yang masih dapat dikatakan kompetitif. Jumlah fans Rosi juga tergolong banyak, meskipun penampilannya sudah tidak sebagus masa primenya dahulu. Menanggapi kehebatan Rosi tersebut, Marquez juga tidak bisa membantah. Ia mengatakan Rosi memiliki passion balap yang begitu besar dan berbeda dengan pembalap-pembalap lain. Passion adalah hal yang membedakan Valentino Rosi dengan yang lain. Saya merasa bahawa kehidupan yang kami punya sekarang adalah keistimewaan, kerana membalap motor memang merupakan hal yang paling kami sukai di dunia ini. Hal yang lain tak terlalu menyenangkan, ucap Marquez saat diwawancara. Kontrak Rosi bersama Yamaha akan segera kadaluarsa pada penghujung tahun 2020. Sudah diketahui Rosi akan melanjutkan karirnya dan siap mengarungi musim 2021 dengan tim barunya, yaitu tim Petronas Yamaha SRT. Itulah sedikit informasi MotoGP pada hari ini. Jangan lupa tekan tombol like dan tombol subscribe. Sampai jumpa di video berikutnya.